Welcome to Classic Cinema Revisited. I'm Noel Anderson, and if you love diving deep into legendary films, uncovering hidden themes, and seeing old stories through fresh lenses, you're in the right place. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video at the end. It helps build a community of classic film lovers just like you and just like me. I've lost count how many times I've watched The Birds. To say I'm a super Hitchcock fan is an understatement. But what if I told you that The Birds plays out more like a melodrama than a straight-out horror film? Hitchcock creates something far deeper than just brilliantly staged bird attacks and unsettling jump cuts. Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, released in 1963, is often considered the first apocalyptic nature versus man horror film. Whew, that's quite a statement. But it is actually structured more like a soap opera. Beneath the feathered chaos of scenes like the school attack and Melanie trapped in the phone booth trying to get out, the film cares less about terror and more about love. In fact, Hitchcock frames The Birds as an emotional drama more in line with an afternoon soap opera, like The Bold and the Beautiful. It's filled with longing gazes, possessive mothers, unrequited love, and an almost theatrical ending, a cliffhanger. Before the bird attacks begin, the first act of The Birds unfolds like a Rock Hudson and Doris Day romantic comedy. The relationship between Mitch and Melanie feels artificial, deliberately staged, like something out of a soap opera. Their flirtation is filled with playful games, such as meeting in the pet shop with the lovebirds, where Melanie pretends to be the shop assistant, batting her eyes and casting longing glances at Mitch. Even after the first bird attack, their dramatic chase scene across the bay by boat and car feels scripted, plotted, rehearsed, much like the romantic comedies of the era. However, beneath Melanie's playful deception lies a deeper longing. Her reckless pursuit of Mitch is not merely about romance, it's a desperate search for connection. Rather than focusing on inexplicable bird attacks, The Birds explores themes of lust, love, and family. Sounds like my life. Similar themes can be found in TV shows like The Days of Our Lives, where the characters struggle with longing, relationships, and in search of belonging. Then, of course, there's Lydia Brenner, Mitch's mother, a woman terrified of losing her son. Lydia is clearly unsettled by Melanie's overt sexuality, an element not easily dismissed in the conservative atmosphere of the 1960s. But the real battle in The Birds isn't just against the birds. It's between Lydia and Melanie, each vying for control over Mitch. Hitchcock transforms this kitchen sink drama into a simmering psychological struggle that unfolds beneath the film's suspense and terrifying bird attacks. Even Kathy, Mitch's younger sister, plays a crucial role in this web of relationships. Her love for her two-caged lovebirds serves as a symbolic representation of Melanie and Mitch, placed in clear view of the audience. In a film that constantly contrasts love and fear, innocence and chaos, those lovebirds may be the only creatures untouched by the emotional turmoil surrounding them. The real question is, are the birds attacking due to an external force, or is it human dysfunction that's the true catalyst for the chaos? Of course, there is always a price to be paid for love. Annie Hayworth, the schoolteacher, is quite the tragedy of The Birds. Like Melanie, she came to Bodega Bay from San Francisco because of Mitch. But unlike Melanie, who flirts yet plays hard to get, Annie never made it past first base with him. Instead, she remains near Mitch, befriends Lydia, and ultimately chooses isolation and teaching children over moving forward. Hitchcock crafts Annie's story as a cautionary tale about love. She is frozen in time, unable to let go of a romance that has long since ended. She's followed her heart to Bodega Bay and received nothing in return. That's love. Annie mirrors Lydia in many ways. Both are women clinging to Mitch. Lydia fears losing Mitch to another woman, leaving her alone with her memories of his father, while Annie never had him to begin with. Her unrequited love keeps her anchored in a place where she no longer belongs. The gull that smashes into her front door on a moonlit night is a warning, a signal that it's time to go. Ultimately, her inability to move on seals her fate. She dies protecting Mitch's younger sister, Kathy. Did Annie commit suicide? Surrender to the birds? In The Birds, Hitchcock presents love in all its forms as a potentially destructive, weaving, and elaborate soap opera beneath the horror. Annie followed her heart to Bodega Bay and received nothing in return. And in true Hitchcockian fashion, because of her foolishness, Annie must die. Finally, that abrupt ending leaves the audience hanging. The silence, the frozen expression, the staged gazes as Melanie, Mitch, Lydia, Kathy, and the lovebirds make their way to the car. It plays more like the closing moments of a soap opera than the climax of a horror film. Hitchcock leaves everyone surrounded by birds, their relationships suspended in uncertainty, the drama unresolved. Perhaps the real horror isn't the birds at all. Maybe, just maybe, the true terror lies in human relationships, their fragility, their dysfunction, their unspoken tensions. Because love, like murder or a crazed pack of crows, can be a nasty business. Is The Birds a soap opera masquerading as a horror film? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more classic cinema breakdowns. Whew, there, we got through the first one.